Lakes area tip from a pro. My name is Jeremy Millsop, sports writer for the Brainerd Dispatch, here at Whitefish Golf Club with head PGA professional Steve Bankston, and he's going to talk a little bit about posture in the golf setup and how it relates to a person's swing consistency. Steve, thanks for your time, and I'll just hand it off to you.
Thanks, Jeremy. First, I'd just like to say thanks for inviting me to do this. I'd like to just begin with just kind of a general thought for most golfers out there. Most golfers want to be more consistent. When I ask players what the one thing is they want to improve on their game, 99 out of 100 people say they want to be more consistent. Then they'll lead into, well, I need to develop a more consistent swing, but they don't know how to do that. And the one thing that they fail to work on or fail to recognize that to develop a consistent swing, you first need to develop a consistent posture and a consistent setup to the ball so your swing isn't changing each time. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So from there, we're going to talk a little bit about the different clubs that you use, and we're going to talk about the process of how do you set up to the ball and how your posture reflects that. So we'll start out this way. First, in our posture, there's two different sides of it that we're going to look at today. We're going to look at front on, and we're going to look at from the side as well. First thing from the side, what we want to talk about is we want to get our angles right. And the easiest thing to do when we set up and learn our posture from the side angle is we have to get tilted over from the hips. A good exercise to do this is just to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, be relaxed, back straight, put your hands on your belt, and push your belt down and back, which pushes your seat back behind you, keeping your back fairly straight. There's a little bit of flex in the knees, just a little bit of a bump forward. This gets you in a lively athletic position, which is required for the golf swing. So again, the back straight, tilt back from the hips, push your hips back a little bit, and that should get you in a good athletic position. That's really important. A lot of people, most people, what they do is they just squat from the knees or slouch over from the back, and automatically they set themselves up in a poor posture. So that's a very important first step to this. The second step is front on, is getting an understanding of how my arms work in relation to my pitch forward. So the easiest thing to do, what I have my students do to learn this relationship, is to do this. Put your hands out in front of you, stretch your arms straight out in front of you, and drop them down just on top of your chest. And specifically your lead arm, which for most golfers is their left arm, should be just sitting just to the side of their left pec muscle. Okay, so this is the easiest thing to do. Drop it down on top of your chest. Then we pitch forward from here and get into our posture that we just talked about, and we let our hands relax. And that should get us in a pretty good posture right from that process. Now the key to doing this is to make sure that when you're pitching forward, your back stays straight and you let your arms hang down in front of you. They're hanging down. I'm not reaching out. I'm not pulling them back. My upper arm is staying on my chest muscle, and it's just I'm letting my arm hang down in a natural position. Okay, that's really important. A lot of people end up moving their hands around and manipulating their arms, and that gets them their arms separated from their body, which is a struggle in the golf swing. So to kind of pull this all together, this is the way I kind of work at it to bring this to the golf course, so to speak. This is generally the accepted way of doing this from a front-on position. To pull this all together, you'll see golfers, when they set up, when they're actually playing golf, they'll look at their target, but while they're looking at their target, I've already addressed my grip here, and I've already set my arms on my chest. So now when I walk forward and step into the ball, what did I just do right here? I just leaned forward in my angled forward position with my arms hanging, aim the club face to my target. Now I set my feet up. Okay, so there's a process to doing this that's really important to learn, and generally this is kind of how it looks, and people learn it oftentimes by numbers. This is how I was taught. Okay, I step in as 1, 2, the club face goes down, 3, 4. 3 and 4 set where the ball is placed in relation to my stance. So again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a consistent process that'll help you swing the club much more consistently and help you become a better golfer. And that process is the same with every club in the bag. The driver, it's the same thing. I had a 7-iron there before. Now we have a driver, same process. The only thing that's going to be different is the ball's going to be a little bit further away from me. But again, I step in, my back foot goes in 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And that gets me set up. Learning that and detailing that and learning more about that process is really important to becoming a better golfer. Again, most golfers spend all their time, they want to swing better, but they never develop the foundational skills first, how to have a great posture. This takes no athletic ability. We're not swinging the club. It's just, it's training. And these are the kind of things here that you work on at home, away from the course. So when you come out to the course, you can work on your motion and your swing. So I really drill my students hard on this. And when you look at the best players in the world and you look at their posture and you look at their setup, I mean, it's impeccable. You look at their grips, you look at their setup, and there's so much more to this that most golfers don't give credit to. So if there's one thing that I could say, spend more time on, work more on your setup, become a student of the game, and become a student of the setup and posture, and your game will improve.
Perfect. Steve, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy.
Thanks for watching.